Picture this. College tuition has shot up 144% since 2000, but typical young salaries rose just 21%. The Department of Education's own numbers show federal grants barely cover 1/3 of public college costs. For new graduates in 2026, the price of a degree is exploding, just as jobs dry up and youth unemployment abroad hits 29%. But the real danger for this graduating class is still ahead. The headlines sound promising. Congress just bumped up the maximum Pell Grant to $8,000, a record high. But when Zoe opens her award letter, the excitement fades fast. That new number still covers less than 30% of what she owes for a year at her state university. The Department of Education's own tables confirm it. In 1975, Pell Grants could pay for most of a public college education. Now, even after the boost, they barely make a dent. Tuition, fees, and living costs swallow the rest, leaving students and families on the hook for tens of thousands. Zoe sighs, does the math, and realizes her so-called financial aid is just a coupon for a much bigger bill. For the class of 2026, the biggest grant in history feels more like a consolation prize than a solution. Tuition has climbed 144% since 2000. Meanwhile, median wages for young adults barely nudged up 21%. The College Board's latest charts show the lines moving in opposite directions, costs rising and paychecks stuck in place. Zoe stares at her bill. $11,950 for in-state tuition, another $13,000 for room and board, and that is before fees or books. State funding that once kept college affordable has dropped off, with appropriations per student falling year after year. This is forcing universities to shift more costs to students. In 2025, several state legislatures slashed higher education budgets again, forcing public universities to hike prices just as families were still reeling from pandemic aftershocks. Policy chaos only adds to the strain. The Department of Education's new SAVE plan promised lower payments for borrowers. Lawsuits in 2025 threw repayment rules into limbo. Zoe tries to plan her future, but every court ruling and budget cut changes the numbers. For the class of 2026, the price of a degree is a moving target, always higher and never certain. In Spain, nearly 3 out of every 10 young people searching for work cannot find a job. Greece is not far behind, with a youth unemployment rate over 25%. These are not just numbers, they are warnings. OECD labor statistics put the United States youth jobless rate at 12%, which means about 1 in 8 young Americans is locked out of the workforce. That is double the rate in Germany or Japan, where strong apprenticeship programs keep youth unemployment below 7%. In Southern Europe, even engineering graduates end up driving for rideshare apps or taking retail jobs far below their training. The pattern is clear. When entry-level jobs dry up and degrees lose their promise, a generation gets stranded. The United States is not at Spain's level yet, but the gap is closing. If tuition keeps climbing and jobs keep slipping away, the American dream starts to look a lot like the Spanish reality, a diploma with nowhere to go. A diploma used to be a ticket in. Now it is just the start of a 4-part obstacle course. First is the experience wall. Lightcast data shows the average entry-level job now asks for 2.2 years of prior work or internships, more than most new graduates have. Even the Campus Career Center placement chart cannot hide the gap. Next is the degree filter. More than 70% of job postings require at least a bachelor's degree. But in crowded fields like business, computer science, and marketing, that is just the baseline. IPEDS data confirms more students than ever are graduating into these majors, and job growth has not kept up. Third is the intern gap. According to NACE, paid interns get full-time offers 58% of the time, but unpaid interns get hired less than 1 in 5. Without the right internship, the door barely cracks open. Finally, there is the crowd. In some metro areas, analysts count as many as 8 qualified graduates for every true entry-level opening. That crowd makes the first job almost impossible for many new graduates. AI has not just changed the job market, it has bulldozed the first rung on the ladder. A Stanford study using ADP payroll records tracked a 16% drop in early career employment for college graduates in fields most exposed to AI since 2022. In one internal memo, a Fortune 500 bank justified freezing junior analyst hiring by pointing to a 27% jump in report speed after rolling out automation tools. McKinsey estimates up to 30% of tasks in entry-level business, technology, and marketing roles can now be done by software. Charts show the line for routine junior work plunging, while AI adoption soars. For many, the impact is not just numbers. In Madrid, a recent engineering graduate spends his days driving for a delivery app, watching job alerts vanish before he can even apply. The promise of a foot in the door has been replaced by an automated lock. For the class of 2026, even the lowest step is disappearing. Today, a degree costs more and delivers less certainty than ever. Rising tuition and mounting student debt mean a diploma no longer buys a safe start. Families and students are paying more and getting less. As automation and debt reshape the future, the real test is not graduation. It is whether opportunity keeps pace with ambition. Entry-level jobs are changing fast, and some work is already being done by AI. If opportunity does not keep up, millions of graduates will struggle to find work that matches their training. This is a warning we cannot ignore.